You think getting caught stealing a candy bar is bad? In Edo, Japan, stealing the wrong thing didn't just get you in trouble. You could be paraded through town like a warning sign, tattooed for life or worse, executed in front of cheering crowds. This isn't a horror story, this was real life. People actually lived in fear of becoming the city's entertainment. Everyone watched, everyone remembered. Today, we're diving into Edo Japan's most brutal punishments. Some were humiliating, some were terrifying, and some were designed to make you wish you were never born. Let's start with the classic, public executions. Edo had two infamous sites, Kozukappara and Suzugamori. These were more than execution grounds, they were like the ultimate morality theater. Picture this, the streets are packed with townspeople, the chatter of merchants mixing with the nervous murmurs of neighbors. A criminal is dragged out, sometimes accused of theft, sometimes of something more serious. There's no private trial drama, no whispered court proceedings. This is full-on spectacle. At Kozukappara, executions could involve beheading or strangulation, and they were sometimes done right in front of crowds. The idea was simple, show everyone what happens when you step out of line. And it worked. No one wanted to become the morning gossip. Now imagine being that criminal. Your last thoughts are racing. Did I really need that extra fish at the market yesterday? The crowd is silent for a moment, then gasps as the blade swings. Fear wasn't just psychological, it was a public performance. But it wasn't just about punishing the bad guys. The samurai needed practice too. Enter tameshigiri, or sword testing. Samurai could be ordered to test the sharpness and precision of their blades on the bodies of condemned criminals. Yes, that's right. You weren't just the criminal. You were a training dummy for a highly polished samurai sword. This was technically justice, but it also doubled as a lesson in fear. Crime didn't just hurt you, it made you part of someone else's skill-building routine. Of course, this wasn't something everyone faced. Tameshigiri was mostly reserved for serious criminals and those tied to law enforcement cases, but the stories spread fast. People didn't need statistics. They had imagined the sharp edge of a sword slicing through the air. That's terror education done right. Not every punishment involved an instant, dramatic end. Some criminals were shipped off to remote islands like Hachijojima. Here's the thing about exile. It sounds almost peaceful until you realize that living on a remote volcanic island, cut off from family, friends, and even basic comforts, is like being stuck in a permanent ghost town. You're alive, yes, but your life is slowly ground down through isolation and forced labor. It's social death with a side of hard labor. And let's be honest, humans are social creatures. Strip someone of their community and resources, and suddenly even picking up a shovel feels like a cosmic joke. Sometimes punishment was less about death and more about living forever with the consequences. Known as kasho or sashimi, criminals could be tattooed with marks of their crime. Imagine walking through the market every day with a visible stamp of shame on your arm or forehead. No one would hire you, no one would marry you, and every whisper in the crowd reminded you of your mistake. It was permanent, public, and humiliating. For many Edo citizens, tattooing was more terrifying than death itself, because while death ends your suffering, shame lasts as long as you do. So that was punishment in Edo, Japan. Public, visible, and designed to make sure no one forgot the consequences. Whether it was execution, exile, or permanent marks on the body, the message was always clear. Step out of line, and the entire city will know. The kind of reputation that follows you forever, like that one embarrassing thing you did in school that people still bring up years later. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't gentle, but it shaped how people lived, worked, and feared. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darker side of history, stick around. There's a lot more strange, uncomfortable, and fascinating stories waiting. Thanks for watching.